Hi, my name is JP Collins, and this is a message going out to all people who are parents who are sending their kids to school this autumn, and especially kids that are going to be going on school buses. So if they're relying on transportation offered to them by your school district or your county, your school, whatever arrangement you have, if your kids are riding a school bus, here's some information that you should probably know about. But first I want to introduce myself. My name again, JP Collins. My wife Julie and I, we are video artists, and we create art videos and video essays, which have been called small documentary films by some of our fans and people who've discovered us. We enjoy presenting these things to you. We've been working to archive history during this age of COVID. So I wanted to let you know that because we're artists, we rely on support from people out there. One of the things that I do on the side to help pay the bills and keep money coming in is I drive a school van. Now, for the last 4 or 5 months, I have not been working, at least not since the middle of March, because of the school closures along with the lockdowns and everything that's been going on in these crazy times. Okay, so I came back from a meeting today, and as you may know, in the schools there's going to be social isolation. There's going to be, your children will be required to wear masks. They will most likely only stay in one room, in which the teachers that teach the different classes will move from room to room as opposed to the children moving from room to room. I have heard rumors that children will be eating their lunch in the classroom, that there will be no recess. I don't know what the individual schools that I'm associated with will be doing, but these are the things that I've been hearing about. That said, all that stuff, the masking and the social distancing or isolation, is going to continue on the van. And if you are somebody who's very concerned about your child's health, if you're concerned about how they're treated on a transportation system, and for their general safety, I'm going to tell you this, that it's not going to be a very safe situation. And the reason I say this, that if you do not believe in masking, if you do not believe in the social distancing, if you think that these are harmful to children, then listen up and continue listening to what I have to say. As a driver, I am going to be required to wear a mask as I drive. While driving, the air definitely is cut off. You breathe mostly carbon dioxide. You get very little oxygen. And OSHA does not require bus drivers. In fact, they suggest that bus drivers do not wear masks. And the only thing in OSHA where they say people should be wearing masks is for hazardous materials, like working in a body shop or painting equipment, or various things where you have particulates in the air. The thing about these masks, and especially the ones that they're going to be giving us, they're not really, they're not the kind of personal protection equipment that one would use to, say, keep out a virus. They're not even really surgical masks. So I'm not really sure what the point of them are, but they do keep me from breathing properly. And I'm afraid that if I were driving and wearing one of these, that I might pass out, that I would fall asleep at the wheel. And I have a feeling, given the other drivers that I work with, many of whom are either retired and older than myself, and are driving to make extra income, or they have health issues, or both. There's a lot of overweight drivers who do smoke, and so they already have these health issues going on with them. And when you introduce then less oxygen getting into their system, could be very catastrophic in terms of the results of them trying to drive around while dealing with traffic, dealing with the stress of children on a bus, and also not breathing all the air that they should be breathing. So the main thing that I want you to take home with you is that these children will be cared for by somebody who's operating a vehicle who's not getting the right amount of air into their system. They will possibly pass out, or they will be dealing with other problems health-wise, and this will be very dangerous for your children. Now, what I was told is there will only be 3 children in my van if I, once I get a route. They will all be socially distanced. They will be in assigned seats. They will have to wear masks. The other thing that I was told that I would have to do is I would have to clean the van with prescribed cleaning agent that was, that it's pre-mixed, so I wouldn't be mixing it. I can only guess, I can only hope that it is pre-mixed properly by the people who work in the garage. I imagine that they will follow the directions. I cannot guarantee that, and I could definitely not guarantee what your situation might be wherever you live. This is a 3M product, so it's an industrial strength product. What it's doing in the context of children's buses in a school atmosphere is beyond me. I've been told it has no smell, and I've been told that it dries within 4 minutes, and so contact with the wet agent would not be likely, because I would do it long before I even pick up my kids. There's no smell, so you wouldn't get a nauseous effect from using it. But other than that, I don't know what's in the agent. I don't know what effects it has on anybody. I wasn't given a sheet of paper telling me anything about this. I will later have to find out and ask for that sheet of paper so that I can see what kinds of effects it might have on the human system. So these are things that you're going to have to keep in mind, that when it's scary enough having somebody else drive your children to school and back. But if you don't have the ability to take your kids to school yourself, then you rely on these things. So like I said, it's scary enough letting somebody else take care of your child. I think it's even scarier for you to have to rely now on this extra layer of what they're saying is protection, and what I'm saying is actual hazardous conditions that your children will be exposed to. What we are looking for from you is to make this video go viral, and please share it around with people and get it out there. If you think about it, especially the bigger school buses, these are 3,800-pound vehicles that are running around. There's only going to be about 24 kids on them, as opposed to, like, say 80. And even the vans. I mean, these are big vehicles, and they're not the caravan type vans, the minivans. They are again, they're more like a passenger van that basically is a cargo van with seats in it. Okay, they have seat belts and they have seats, but that's where it pretty much ends. It drives and handles and feels like a cargo van with seats in it. So those conditions are bad enough. Adding the mask to a driver who's not getting the proper amount of air, oxygen into his system is an additional hazard that you may not want to expose your children to those kinds of dangers. What we're looking for beyond you sharing this video is we're looking for attorneys that are willing to take on human rights violations or constitutional rights, civil rights violations, for your children and for me, the driver. I could also use an attorney for like employment rights or employment lawsuits, because these rules and these masks, this personal equipment is not it's not sanctioned by OSHA. None of these masks are really sanctioned by any agency. They're not personal protective equipment that is used on a regular basis. We're not being fitted for these masks. These are masks that you throw away. They're disposable. And so masks, really, if you're thinking of it from an OSHA point of view, they need to be fitted and set up for each individual, because every individual responds to having their mouth and nose covered in different ways. And you need to really keep in mind that what we're being given are essentially face diapers that are preventing us from breathing. We could also look at maybe the possibility of an ADA lawyer. So any of those, if you know of any attorneys out there, if you are an attorney and are interested in taking up a lawsuit against a transportation company, please get us a contact. We'll put contact information along with this video. I will put it on the screen as well. But I'll just mention it right now. You can email us at info@book-of-hours.com, and that's info@book-of-hours, and that's OURS.com. That's pretty much all I have to say, other than please, we are, now that I'm not working as a van driver, we are solely artists. We are bringing in whatever small amount of income that we get from our Patreon page and the donations we get in from our PayPal. So any and all donations are very useful and helpful to us, because we're not working other than this. We have put all our energy into our videos to provide you with good information that allows you to make decisions on your life and your children's life, especially this video coming up, but also in general. We try to inform you with well-reasoned and well-researched information. They're essays, so we're not the news, okay? And but we're also not just spouting off anything that we think might be happening. We do our research and we talk about these things in a reasonable fashion. We keep them fairly aesthetic because we're artists, so imagery and music and voiceover. And again, we're releasing a video very shortly about school and the future of education. So please check us out, and please make this video go viral. Thank you. Bye.